slavery did not end. It just evolved. From the sugar fields of the Caribbean to the cobalt of Congo, from the stolen indigenous lands and lives to the sweatshops, stitching until their fingers bleed, from the trafficked bodies sold for profit to the castrated children doomed to suffer in a life of slavery. From the manufactured destabilization to the children armed to fight wars, the system of slavery evolved. It just rebranded itself and went from physical chains to now including supply chains. Let's deconstruct the algorithm of oppression. Let's start with the Middle East and North Africa, who started their atrocities against humanity starting in the 7th century all the way to the 15th century. But they're not done, and we're going to circle back to that. But let's peel back the history of this. Arab slave traders ripped millions of East Africans from their homes between the 7th and 15th century, hidden under the guise of religion. Wondering why you don't know about it? Because it was erased from the Western textbooks. Then you have the European colonization from the 15th to the 19th centuries. Portugal, Spain, France, Belgium industrialized slavery, treating African bodies like raw materials for the rise of capitalism. These stolen Black bodies, dehumanized for centuries, alongside the genocide of the indigenous people of Turtle Island, forced to assimilate. The doctrine of discovery, religious doctrine, blessed this quest. Church sanctioned theft. Now, that's the foundation to explain what we're seeing today. Slavery 2.0 is alive and thriving and monetized. The cobalt mining in the DRC, that cobalt that's powering our iPhones, our EVs, and laptops, it all comes with blood on our hands. The blood of children buried alive in toxic pits. And you can trace the money to see who is plundering and extracting these resources, but not without the cooperation, because corruption is required this to continue in the way that it has. South Asia bonded labor, something you don't hear about often enough. 8 million enslaved in brick kilns. And then we circle back to the Middle East that's rebranded their slavery as domestic servitude, kafala system, legalized bondage of African bodies, migrant workers being captured and sold as property, subjected to the most horrific conditions that you can't even imagine, happening right now, today. And the Americas, not off the hook, big in human trafficking, children, women, across Latin and North America. Children being sold into actual exploitation every hour. This is not just history. This is a global emergency. The continuum of slavery in this day and age, under our watch, that we support through our consumerism, it's fueled by ignorance, greed, silence, lack of empathy, lack of humanity. And they can count on that. The religious silence, the ecological devastations, and the economic greed. And every purchase without accountability makes you a shareholder in this global plantation. The oxygen that slavery breathes, this global violation by the same old set of villains, is only possible because of our collective silence, our collective refusal to confront the cost of convenience. Ending it requires more than awareness. It requires disruption, decolonizing consumption, exposing systemic lies, and refusing complicity. Organize, mobilize, and disrupt. And most importantly, cope.